Warning, this podcast discusses conspiracy theories and critiques the pharmaceutical industry. Listeners are encouraged to do their own research and consult professionals before making health decisions. We also invest in cryptocurrency, which you have to be an absolute fucking retard to buy in. Make sure you're consulting a financial expert for more information on this.
Welcome to the Higher Value Show with Cashman and Randall Brad. Let's go. Let's smoke some weed.
Fuck a ghost.
Learn some things. Deep Prince and Intellect State are on wing. We're here to open up your mind. The cue, the truth that you will find. So light it up and join the crew. We're here for you. We'll play Bill, Hill, Coney, Kathy, told you.
Oh, it's all here.
Maybe I'm here finally. Maybe I just haven't been here. All of us. What up? Welcome to another episode of Higher Values. I'm Cashman, and today, well, it might get a little diddly up in this motherfucker. I'm just saying. Anyways, I got T Prince, I got Brad, and I got Investigator. I wasn't sure if Investigator was coming up right away, but you know, no Diddy in this motherfucker.
No Diddy. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
You know, I want to start off right off the bat with everything going on with Diddy. I have to get this off my chest. All these accusations, that this is damning. I get it. But this was pretty much a normal Friday night for me when I was 21. So
wait, which part?
No Diddy.
No, which part?
Look, man, I've had hotel parties. I've done cocaine. I've had copious amounts of baby oil. You know, like I've smoked a lot of weed. I've done a lot of drugs that like I shouldn't even have done up my nose, like just banging them up, snorting them. I'm just out there living life. I'm not saying this is a great look for somebody like P. Diddy, who's been doing it for 20, 30 years, taking advantage of little kids. All that stuff is like weird, manipulative. But, you know, just the crazy sex parties, like that sounds like a good time. I don't know. Everybody being a little too hard on them.
Except when you got to drug your girls to get them to do what you want.
Man, men have been doing that for years. What are we talking about?
That doesn't make it okay.
Thank
Make it
you.
okay.
We need the. He needs
Yeah,
a
can
red.
we get a big X on Brad's screen
Yeah.
right now? That's not what we were looking.
When it comes to like, you know, alcohol, marijuana, all that Xanax, you know, how many soccer moms right now have to take a Xanax just so that they can let their old man plow them? You know what I mean? We gonna be real about this, or we gonna fucking sit here and pretend? Just
Brad,
throw that out.
I figure. Wait a
know.
minute, Brad, you might be onto something here.
No Diddy.
That's all I'm
No
saying.
Diddy.
I'm
Do you
just
guys-
saying, maybe you need to get some Xanax and do a little slippy slip in somebody's drink. And
Let's look at the raid photos. Can we look at the raid photos?
Absolutely.
I have
Yeah,
two
you
different
up, Scrappy?
sections pulled up to show all the raid images. So this is the first one. Here's the
that's a lot of lube.
the GHB. Look, he's got it all front faced, and he's got it in stuffed
Oh,
in.
that must have been a freak off box.
That's all stuffed
That
in
was
a
the on the go.
humidor. Yeah, that locks. And these are
Weed and
all
Blue Chew
bottles
is all
of
you need?
Astroglide. That
You
is
ain't wrong, bro.
cases and cases of Astroglide.
Hey,
And
bro,
we
he
all
said,
know
fuck
what-
the baby oil. That Astroglide's when he going in that booty hole.
I'd
That
say
ain't
we all know
hey,
what the Astroglide's for.
hey,
Here's-
that
here's-
Astroglide, that's the real deal, boy. That's sticky shit. He
Here's-
getting up in that motherfucking dog.
The weapons. Here we're seeing all the weapons. He's got his bulletproof vest.
Mhm.
And drum magazine.
I love that drum. That's a nice
Wow.
little drum.
Unknown substance.
Unknown substance.
Did anybody lick it?
I would have. I
That
could
looks
pick
like
one for the
heroin.
team.
Dude,
Again,
Here's
you
a,
on top smelled it.
a bag of an unknown substance
Yeah,
as
but
well.
that cocaine. I know them baggies.
Do a
No,
little
this
gummy down.
is-
Oh, that
Here's the cocaine,
That's
but we
definitely
haven't
cocaine.
got to the good cocaine yet. Bag with a powdery substance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then we get over here, and there's the
Whoa.
pink
Oh,
Peruvian.
got to share the other screen. Hang on.
Yeah, hold on.
Sorry.
I'm like, what are we looking at?
Let me share the other one. That goes to this one. Okay, here we go.
Oh, I hit
Let
that.
me go all the way up.
All right.
All right. Here is his
He
bag.
even got a case that say
Nice.
Diddy.
Yeah, for his weed.
I'm jelly.
What is this?
I'm a little jelly.
Here we got Xanax bars. I don't know what the pink
Hey,
ones
that's to help
are.
him relax after he plowed that asshole.
You gonna feel
Valium. He
good
got
or
some
not, baby?
Valium. He's got his
Oh,
$100 bill for sorting his blow. Here we've got some bondage
Now,
pictures
see,
and
listen,
a
hold up,
rope
hold up. Let's go back to this $100 bill, okay?
right here.
Here's the difference between me and Diddy back in the cocaine days.
Donald
Diddy was
Straw.
snorting cocaine out of $100 bills. I was snorting cocaine out of $1 bills because I done spent all my $100 bills on the blow.
I'm saying, like what?
We was lucky to have a fucking dollar bill to toot that bitch out of when I
Right.
was done. Like,
Here's
Sometimes
the
you just get a piece of paper from whatever you can and roll that bitch.
man, I always had a McDonald's straw around.
I
Cut
was
that
gonna
bitch
say a
off.
McDonald's straw.
here's the bondage
Shit.
images and the rope and more Astroglide and baby oil.
No, but what's up with those high heels? I think we're
I know,
overlooking
right?
something.
Right?
Or
Oh,
is
that's
this
good.
Hey,
specifically
I
for
bet you
women?
Meek Mill was wearing those.
Boom. This is an important part of the
Those
story.
look like big shoes. I'm just gonna say those look like big shoes.
That's what I'm saying. Meek Mills.
And you know what they say about big shoes.
Big
Then we've
socks.
got the pink Peruvian here,
Oh,
and I don't
that.
know what those are, but
Those are
then
yellow footballs.
is that what those are?
That's what they look like.
So my question is, here's some more drugs.
Love
And
those.
drugs.
he had ketamine too, so he was ecstasy, ketamine.
Oh, that ecstasy. Okay.
Why were there no drug
Wow.
charges for this trial?
Well, when you're an elite person like him, you know, some rules apply.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And they already told him like, look, you know, if you really got who you say you got on the cameras you say you got, we'll
Right.
make most of the bad charges disappear. I mean, we got to
Right.
charge you now. We got to make you look like a citizen. But let's be real, we can't
We
have
gotta
you
So
make
you,
leaking
you
that
know, a
shit.
little house arrest or something. But
so
like,
you
well,
think that Diddy is rolling on people, and that's why he only got found guilty
Oh no,
of
he said, "Look,
2?
motherfuckers, I got you, and you, Fred, at a freak off,
Mhm.
and I also personally stuck my dick in you, and you, and unless you want everybody to know that you're, you know, getting
Some,
fucked in the ass."
some phone calls were made, and before you know it, some prosecutors decided not to.
So they only
you
got
know,
him
and
with the prostitution shit or
that's pretty
whatever it
messed
was.
up about our culture. You know, I'm not even gonna lie. Like the fact we can get blackmailed about, you know, having a dick in the ass, like that's preposterous, man. Like, grow up, be a man. Just like, so what?
I mean, unless you're somebody that was fooling around with 15-year-old Justin Bieber or something like that, and they
No,
got that on video.
that'd be a
Oh, he
bad look.
definitely made Justin Bieber suck his dick.
Yeah.
That he broke that poor boy. Have you
Yeah.
Oh
seen
yeah.
what
He
he
broke
looks
him
like
off.
now?
Oh goddamn.
Have you seen what he looks like now?
He looks
Yeah, he's
horrible.
strung out on drugs.
Gary?
Let
He
me
is looking rough.
show you what he looks like
Yeah,
now.
I saw him crash out on the TMZ reporters. Not
yeah,
good.
that was wild.
If we can find that video, I'd like to segue into that real quick because he used to be a handsome man. I personally wouldn't fuck him. You know what I mean? Like, no Diddy, but handsome young man. Thought he was going to do well in life, and I am personally upset that he fell off the way that he did and got sucked into this. I had hopes for him to be the next Taylor Swift, you know, the male version, lead us all into some sort of happiness and positivity. And there it goes. Who's gonna pick up for him, you know, and give us good pop music because we haven't had shit in like 10 years.
So do we have the Justin Bieber
I'm
video?
looking for it.
So, but my thing is, how does he get off on the racketeering? The fucking, what
That's
was it?
true.
Prostitution by force or some shit. T
Sure, sure.
Prince's head's in the way.
Yeah.
I can't read it.
Well, I mean, isn't that all the same shit they were trying to get Andrew Tate on to?
Scrappy says, I blame Usher for handing Bieber over to Diddy.
That's
I
fair.
mean, his parents are equally to blame for that. His mom. I
Yeah.
mean, they sold him out, bro. I
Yeah.
mean,
They've
they
been
took that
selling
money.
kids to
I did
selling
forget about the Usher
people
part,
for
though. I'm not even
anything,
gonna lie. I forgot Usher was even involved in this.
right?
You know, Usher was at the freak off. He a
Mhm.
freaky motherfucker.
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah. I'm sure of it.
The video that I found's been removed.
I'm thinking what kind of happened.
Oh, I know where to try. Hold on.
There you go. I'm thinking like somewhere in the early 90s, somebody, needed somebody to be an influential person in the music industry and push some things to people through a little bit of psyops here and there. And they slowly escalated Diddy to some power. That's when the whole beef happened where they're like, we got to kill Tupac and shut him down. And Diddy finds himself at the epicenter of that also. That elevated him even more. And you're right, Cashman. I think now at this point, now that he's fucked some people, got away with it, now he's able to just
Was it
hold it over their head. Like, I've been fucking you, your kid, your mom's kid for, 6 generations. You want me to tell everybody about this? And they're like,
Straight up.
nah, please don't.
I mean,
And then Beyonce came out there and she's like, somebody please get this shit out of here. I cannot have it found out that me and Jay-Z were also fucking little kids at Diddy's parties. And like, then
Right.
it all just got squashed. Horrible news, but just,
he crashed out? Was it over Selena Gomez?
I am not fucking sure. Damn it.
he's crashed out like 40 times in the last
That's what I'm
6
saying,
months,
like-
for real.
Yes, he has.
Like, the motherfucker is definitely doing drugs,
Ah.
for sure.
I found it.
All right, here we go.
Nope.
Nope. Damn it.
It looked like it.
So, how do we feel
Yeah,
about the
I
big,
guess this
beautiful
is it.
bill being passed? Didn't that get passed?
It's in the
Not
house.
yet.
Right. I see if this is the one you're talking about. This is pretty sad.
Does the frog have a name? We need to name the frog.
I have not given the frog a name.
Yeah, I seen that one.
He's so wrecked right there.
Yeah, he's fucked up.
And he looks so, I mean, he's starting to look like
Yeah,
Britney
that's a good
Spears.
hand, Fluffy.
He's seriously starting to look like Britney Spears. Like if
messy.
you
Look at
put them
those
side
kids.
by side,
Shit.
they would look like they got the dark hollows under their eyes, and
Yeah.
I mean, he's really starting to look like Britney, and they did the same thing to her that they did to him. Her own father, Bieber's parents sold him like a freaking side of beef, and Britney's dad worked her like a slave.
And that is, I don't understand like how that happens in society with parents, but
God,
it just there's been some weird cases, but
I hope there's a special place in hell for what they did to those kids.
hell yeah. And speaking of
yeah.
celebrities that have fallen off, I just want to pivot before we get on the big beautiful bill. Did you guys hear that Amanda Bynes is going on Ozempic? I don't know if we're supposed to be
Have
happy
you
about
seen
this.
Amanda
Oh my
Bynes
God, you
before and
gotta see
after?
this.
Like, y'all got to look at the before and
Yeah.
after. Like,
Oh my
what
gosh.
Nickelodeon did to her. 'Cause
Nickelodeon ruined that
that
poor girl.
documentary on that whole
Mhm.
I
thing.
got it right here.
It opens
Oof.
your fucking eyes when you look at her before and after, because that shit crazy.
And there's something about those creepy motherfuckers who like feet, man. I don't trust any single one
She
of those
did a live
motherfuckers.
video the other day
Oh
talking
my
about
God.
that she was this was her live video when she was talking about going on Ozempic. This is what they did to her.
That's crazy.
She was
I mean-
beautiful. And
I-
now she's a fucking monster. I mean, look at God.
Is that like part of the trans culture, or am I just getting shit mixed? Because that looks like she took a
That
rundown
She
hormone
might have.
therapy for 6 months and then
Oh,
decided to
here,
give up.
I found the
Yeah.
video.
that was somebody that had been through some shit.
Here's the video.
What's
That's
up,
what I'm trying to figure
everybody?
out.
Thought I'd make a post about my new hair color that I'm doing. I want to show you the brands that I used. This is Arctic Fox, Electric Paradise, and then I also used Arctic Fox, Space Cowgirl. I saw a girl at CVS with this green in her hair and it looked so pretty, and since I have green eyes, I thought it would be a vibe. So I'm trying it out. And what else did I want to post about? Oh, I'm going on Ozempic. So excited. I'm 173 now, so I hope to get down to like 130, which would be awesome. So I look better in paparazzi pictures and you don't see my double chin from strange angles. Yeah, so that's about it. I will post about my Ozempic journey, of course. And yeah, that's about it. Have a good night, everybody.
Wild.
I hope the best for her.
Truly. It's sad. It's just
I mean,
sad what they do to these kids.
Mm-hmm.
But like, how the fuck are you gonna start going on Ozempic this late and be like, you know what?
And
After
the
everything
double
I've heard,
chin's what she's worried about?
right? But like, bitch, you could go blind. That stuff kills people. What are
It
we
does.
doing here? That gives you thyroid cancer and shit. But like, just fuck it, it's fine. Big Pharma's gonna
Truly
take care of you, baby.
Truly.
Yeah.
What was that show that she was on?
The Amanda Show.
Oh, is that what it was called?
Sorry. I was a big fan of that shit, though.
Hey, fucking,
I really
a good
was.
show.
And like, I don't know. I was that generation. I think like,
All
we're
that
probably the
is what
same
I'm
age.
thinking of.
Oh yeah, all that.
Oh yeah, when that was where
That's
she got
fun.
her first start.
Mhm.
And that was when she did all that weird shit from that Dan Schneider guy making her fucking show her feet and dump shit on her fucking head and
Yeah.
good stuff. Good stuff. I love
Your
that.
frog's really wanting to join in the conversation.
Yeah, he must have a name.
Very vocal.
I think we should name him Stanley.
I like how every awkward pause, like that frog just delivers.
He's right there.
You know, if we had Cosmic here, he'd capture that on a soundboard and we would have it forever.
Oh no shit. That's all right. I'll go through the video maybe and try and get it. And I'll throw it into the music here.
Forever.
There's a frog that lives under the staircase right out my front door here, and I've got the door open with just the screen open. So that's
So
probably all the frog.
while I was on vacation, we went to this place and these people started singing karaoke. And this guy gets under up there to do the "In the Jungle," that one, the mighty jungle, whatever the line, sleeps tonight. Hoo, hoo, hoo. It was so bad. So I went outside to vape. And there was this one tree frog that just started wailing. And then all of them started, like they were trying to drown out the music coming from inside. It was the funniest shit ever. I was like, sing it, boys.
I'm like, this is terrible.
Why is it that when people sing karaoke, the ones that want to sing karaoke are the absolute worst fucking ones that
Oh my
sing
God,
karaoke?
it was so bad.
Like, I know you hear what I hear, and you know that shit ain't good. So, like, why are we doing this? Because
Just stop.
Like, I'll pay you to stop. Like, at this point, like,
But if I ever do karaoke and you're in the crowd, are you gonna tell me that when I start singing my jams?
depends what it is.
My
Maybe.
shit sucks.
'Cause here's the
Depends on how bad
thing.
you are.
Here's the thing. Am I gonna get a twerk session while you're doing
Well,
it?
yeah, that
That's
might
true.
be worth it though. If you're gonna do
Because
the
if you're fucking twerking, I might just fucking let you. You know what I mean? Because I am
thumbs up
one
there.
to gas you up once you get to twerking. You know. What
I
I'm
think
saying?
you should do that you should do Baby's Got Back,
Hmm.
sing it and do the twerk for
That'd be good.
our viewers. I think as Brenda, I think you should do it as Brenda, but
I'm
sing it. But
gonna
sing
lose a lot
it
of
in
viewers.
your voice.
Give
You
him
gotta
about
make
30
sure you
minutes
have the
for that.
bag balls too.
Give him about 30 minutes for that herder
Mhm.
edibles to kick in. And
That's a good point. I was gonna ask you, did you get anything, Cashman, from Herder?
I did.
Because they just told me, like, they just sent me some shit. So we're gonna do another giveaway for Herder because they sent me some shit I wasn't expected to be part of the giveaway. That's
Well,
incredible.
see,
We got to
so
make sure Tony's in the next one because I don't think she got some. I was just gonna
I
ask.
didn't get
no,
nothing.
We got to make sure that happens.
I thought I was getting some because I bought my "Fuck Cancer" T-shirt finally,
oh nice.
and then I saw jerky.
Oh, you ate the whole bag, didn't you?
Oh no, it's right here.
Oh no.
Well,
I'm
now I got to at
savoring
least try
this
it.
one.
You have to do what I said. You have to get a bag of regular jerky so that once you start, you don't eat it all and you have more jerky to keep.
Oh, and,
Oh, there it goes. It's
and
about
this
to be
is
gone.
Oh
they
wow.
they fucked it up for us. Like I got a little warning label on mine. They said, "Hey, look, we put 30 milligrams per ounce in there, big dog." And I'm like, "Oh shit!"
So the big beautiful bill passed.
Tastes like weed.
Did it pass the house tube? Or
Yeah, just it passed 38 minutes ago.
man, we just fucked every kid for the next
It
20
did
years. But
pass in the
that's cool.
house. Wow.
You know, I was reading some stuff about it, and there's a lot of stuff that I agree with. Like
Mhm.
any of
Yeah.
these states that are doing all the green energy fucking bullshit, anyone that they build going forward has to be made with American parts. Cannot be they can and they have to prove that they didn't buy Chinese parts to build the
Was
new
that
stuff
part of
with.
Was that part of the bill? Because I heard that got
Yeah.
argued out because there was no plausible way to prove all of
Mm-mm.
that information.
Let me find it. Did I bookmark it? Also, I got to show you this squirrel video
Fair
because
point,
that
though.
shit made me laugh.
I mean, to try and actually document all of the parts that go into that kind of an operation, it's a
Man,
huge.
you know what they're gonna do? They're just gonna take all the parts from China and have an assembly factory here so that we can give motherfuckers jobs. Chill. And that we win. We're winning from that, right?
I was also reading that Walmart's in big trouble and they may have to shut down because their distribution centers are empty because they got rid of all the illegals real quick before they got busted.
You know,
I wouldn't be
and
surprised.
I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Isn't it convenient? All the Mexicans are getting kicked out, and Tesla robots are fucking going on sale, 50,000 a pop. You know, you want a fucking AI worker robot, or do you want to pay a Mexican $5 an hour? What
Right.
do you want?
I'm
And
not
I think
gonna
it's an
lie,
easy
I kind of
decision.
want a robot.
If I was a
You gotta
factory
have a
owner,
robot.
I would definitely do robots because they don't fucking bitch. They don't require health care. They don't have wives who are like, "Why aren't you fucking home at 5 o'clock?" They're fucking robots. Like, work them motherfuckers to
I
death,
don't
just
know.
like
They
they used
might
to the
have a
slaves.
robot wife.
That's true, and that would that's got to
You
be the
know, I
worst
figured
existence.
we'd be in the Jetsons world by now, though. Like honestly,
too.
I thought that we'd be in flying cars and we'd all have Rosie the robot doing the dishes.
Well, I
I mean,
think the
How do
robots.
I
problem.
get that flying car? Because I remember somebody telling me at some point in my life I would see a flying car.
Yeah.
I ain't seen no fucking flying car yet.
Mm-mm.
Well, I was kind of in one not too long ago with the flying car, kind of.
Temporarily.
That's a different story.
Huh. I've seen one of those. They have like car helicopters though. Like these things are fucking sweet.
Those are
I've
pretty
only
cool.
seen a prototype of one of these. Like, and I haven't driven one. I'm not fucking rich and fancy, but I've seen these and they look pretty cool. I'd fuck with one, but there's not a chance I would ever personally fly one on my own because I don't trust myself or anybody else when it comes to flight. I like to walk on the ground where it's fucking nice and level, and I don't have to be at worry if my Boeing flight's gonna fucking lose the door or the whole goddamn jet on the airplane. I'm
Right.
good with all that.
That's fair.
But part of that big beautiful bill with the safeguards being taken off of AI, hit or miss for me, because when we're talking about the Jetsons and all that stuff, we need AI to really be propelled. And personally, in the next 5 years, if I don't have fucking automated like everything, and I'm talking about where we had the drone delivery from Amazon a couple years ago, if that doesn't get brought back, if I don't have little chips on my fucking lenses, I want those Ray-Ban Meta lenses. I want everybody to have those. We all need to be able to look at each other, have criminal records pulled up instantaneously, know what's happening with AI. Just nope. That's Cashman. He was a cocaine addict. He's had 3 prior arrests. And now I know, like, don't be friends with him, or
No,
he knows where to
fuck
get coke.
right off, buddy.
That's honestly where AI is heading, though. And when we have the federal police force that they're trying to enact, that's something that I am deeply concerned about with the ever-growing, surveillance that's out there. They can utilize drones, and then they can just link that shit right to the chip and give them all the information that you've been doing, and they've been spying on you for the past couple weeks. So drug dealers, look out, man. Y'all better find a new gig. I don't
Brad,
know.
how much jerky you got left?
You see that
So, I gave him
Microsoft's going to start using AI to build the computer chips that they put into computers, and they are going to lay off 9,000 Microsoft workers.
Welcome.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
They're just people. They didn't help build the fucking corporation slowly over time, the workers. No. That was all the CEO. That was all Bill Gates. Bill Gates did it all on his own.
He did it all.
I remember.
I have something bookmarked about Bill Gates.
Him fucking kids?
I saved it.
I will say, while she's looking for that, there's one thing that I sort of do like about the big bill is
I ain't found anything I liked yet, to be honest.
Okay.
There's the modification to SNAP benefits that takes money away from SNAP, right? Everybody's up in arms about that, but it puts it in the responsibility of the state. But that was part of the whole Alaska fiasco.
Yeah.
It puts it in the responsibility of the states that have a 5% or higher mistake ratio, where they're sending too much, too little, or sending money to the wrong people. Alaska is way up there in their percentage of mistakes that are made. So that's why Alaska was the only state that was exempt from these SNAP benefit changes. Otherwise, if a state's over 5%, then they have to cover the cost of SNAP benefits up to 40%.
Well, then maybe they should fucking get their shit together.
I need some.
Okay. So Bill Gates pledges $1.6 billion to distribute vaccine to world's poorest children. The Gates Foundation will commit $1.6 billion over 5 years to support Gavi, a vaccine alliance. And then Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, is an independent public-private partnership and multilateral funding mechanism that aims to expand global access to and use of vaccines, particularly among vulnerable children.
Africa.
They're killing them. Yeah. Since its launch in 2000, Gavi has dispersed over $18 billion to support immunization efforts in low and middle income countries.
How many trillions have we spent on Africa? Rough estimate?
You want me to ask Grok?
Yeah, let's ask Grok.
Grok can know.
Okay.
What's this you got up here, Brad?
Oh, I'm going to make sure we have a retard view summary of the big, beautiful bill. I asked Grok to break it down for a retarded millennial.
Let's bring that up for a
Great,
second.
I'm paying attention.
Yes,
2 points. Wait. From 1 trillion. The sources vary widely, ranging from around 1 trillion to 2.6 trillion in inflation-adjusted dollars.
And we're still over there vaccinating those kids in Africa. We're still over there trying to give them. We still don't have access to water and everywhere. We're still drilling wells. We're still giving them hospitals. But what I'm concerned about is how are they still all over there hungry as shit?
Wait a second. The only thing I give a fuck about so far in this goddamn bill is, are they going to stop taxing my overtime?
Yes.
We'll get to that.
You fucking goddamn right. I'm in. Okay.
On these kids in Africa, what I'm curious about, they still need all this money for all this shit over there. But the only thing that I've seen is lithium mines come out that motherfucker. And like I am
diamonds.
those diamond mines,
blood
those are
diamonds.
all, those mines are still operating very well. And Elon
Sure.
is getting fucking great batteries at the low. And I'm not hating. I'm just saying, how are we over there giving millions of dollars for all this fucking agriculture, helping them being,
I gotta say
sustainable?
though, that's less money than we send to Israel every year.
That's true.
Since the same time frame, you said what, the 50s, the 60s,
The 60s,
the 60s.
since 1960, estimates of total aid to Africa from all sources vary widely, ranging from 1 trillion to 2.6 trillion in inflation adjusted dollars.
Okay, but
And
all I'm saying is, if these motherfuckers are gonna stop taxing my overtime,
Um, Cash, let me tell you something about that. The company that my husband and I work for, I'm part-time, he's full-time. Uh, it was, I guess, that in anticipation for this, he did not have to pay taxes on his overtime when he filed his taxes for 2024. It was zero, zero, zero. His overtime box was filled out, so he did not have to pay it for last year because they're already in anticipation for it. So yeah, there you go. No taxes on your overtime.
since
So
you
yeah, there we
asked
go.
for that,
For a retard who doesn't know shit about fuck, no taxes on overtime pay. If you work extra hours beyond your regular shift, like 40 hours a week, the money you earn from those overtime hours won't be taxed by the federal government. Who
well, I'm
gets it?
poor, so I'm gonna be in that specific income level.
It's not ever. It's whatever that specific. I don't know what that means. And the tax break is temporary, likely tied to the bill's other tax changes, which runs through 2028. So when the next administration comes in, be prepared to get fucked. So
Hard.
Well, guess what? It
Um,
means I got 4 years to fucking get it rolling.
That's
but
right.
Free.
in good news, also for the child tax credit, getting a little bump here. That's what I'm
Mhm.
seeing. You getting a little bump for
Great.
kids.
Mine are going to be
That's good.
mine are going to be aged out now.
Um,
So
so
No better time to start.
and hang on, I'm seeing one thing right here. I got to make a quick pivot. Pardon me.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, where's this thing at?
You're happy little frog.
It's filling the
He's
downtime.
he's feeling the quiet time. Dale.
Shit, I can't find my goddamn glasses.
Come on, Dale.
Dale, can you hear us? Hello?
Hello,
Hello,
hello.
can you hear us? Dale.
This thing on?
Nope. I
Yeah.
can't
Hello?
hear you.
We
Hello?
hear you, Dale.
Okay. So y'all see this next line here where it says more money, right? We got more money. Adds 150 billion for defense. That's good. I like defense. Defense wins championships.
Yeah.
12.5 billion for better air traffic control. Y'all remember a couple months ago, what did I tell you with all these airplanes going down, right? What did old
DEI.
Dale tell you? All the retards that back there, they can't control this shit, and we want AI to take over air traffic control. We want autonomous flights everywhere. We want AI to
Mhm.
fucking run everything. So when
I
we
don't
have
want that.
bullshit, yes, you do. You shut the fuck up. You don't know shit about fuck. So we're gonna have AI
neither.
running all this because we can't trust humans to run these goddamn air traffic controls. We can't trust humans to fly these planes. We need robots to do it. And we need it all to be autonomous, and it all needs to come from the taxpayers' dollars. Now, we could have this come from our money, but why? Why would we do that when we could just simply say, fuck you? And that's what the government's doing to you, folks. You need to understand this. They're going to give you a couple pennies on the dollar for your overtime for a couple years. You'll make a couple bucks, get a couple child credit bucks. You know, you got a couple fuck bucks. Good for you. But you're going to be paying for this till 2040, and then AI is going to be running your lives. I've been telling you about this for months, and here it's coming to fruition. Had to get that out there. All righty, what else we got? Boost border security. Now, folks, I got to tell you,
More agents, more vehicles.
I've seen a lot on this alligator Alcatraz, and I've seen
I love it.
I've seen folks saying it's bad, it's not good, it's horrible, and honestly, like we got to look at it from the facts here. This was already an air base that was already there. It existed. Shut up. We're not changing shit. These alligators, they like to eat people. We know that for a fact. If you ever been to Florida, they like to eat people. It ain't harming the alligators.
I hear alligators good.
They
Um,
the tail pretty
so
good.
can I tell you guys something? There is like one of the worst prisons in the country is in Mississippi, and they don't have big fences up because it's in the middle of the swamp.
Right.
If you want to try it, but
Go on. Go on.
they don't have to put walls up because then nobody's going out into the. There's Alligator Alley. You can see all the
Right.
alligators in there too. Look at them.
Now, one thing old Dale want to say, when it comes to the Everglades in general, as long as they leave it at this, where that was already the air base, they just remodified it, changed it up. Cool. We good. They don't need to be fucking with the Everglades anymore. Leave it alone. Preservation area. Native
Oh
Americans are
no,
there.
they're just
You know?
repurposing something that
Yeah.
was already there.
And that's
Which is
fine.
fine.
In
We're good with
72
that.
hours.
Hell, they got a Timu fucking prison. I love it. Let's go, America. Let's go. You know, we got
Look
the
at all
moat.
the money we
We got the
saved
alley.
repurposing an
Yeah.
old. I mean,
And
You
now
see what
every one of those Mexicans is going to be talking about that stuff for years, telling their kids, you go to America, they're going to stick you to that alligator Alcatraz. And that's going to prevent at least 6 people from jumping the border. So job well done.
you see this one?
I
That's
don't
not
like
bad.
her anymore. I think
65 million
she's
meals.
a dude. Honestly,
You
I
think-
think she's a
Somebody said
dude.
that on my post earlier.
You
The
did?
interesting part is
Crazy.
65 million people is the same number of Latinos and Hispanics living in the country right now.
She seems like she's just a walking false flag to me. I don't like her.
Yeah, she one of them Jew lovers. Oh, can't say that. Can't say that.
Can't say that.
You know what? No. You know what? It's been a couple weeks. You know, we've all stewed on it. Happy there's a ceasefire over there. There's peace in the Middle East. Hurrah. But
know.
oh, here we can stop sharing that one. But we
Here,
got peace in the
look.
Middle East. And Trump did
Tell
it.
me this is not a dude.
We're still Laura.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look. That is totally look.
She's a transcendent or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
Uh-huh.
Transmission.
that's totally a dude. I'm sorry.
Now I might let her suck my pee-pee, but you know what I mean? Like that.
There.
That's neither here nor
Look,
there.
there.
She making something great again.
I mean, she looks like the doctor dude from Escape from LA.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
remember that movie? Snake Plissken?
Hmm.
Hold on, I'll show you.
I say you better pull up a
Yeah, I don't
lookalike
get
here.
that one.
Honestly,
she's
though,
definitely
You have
done
a fucking coffee machine behind you.
yeah, I got a Keurig. You ain't got a Keurig.
These late night shows got you having coffee this
You
late.
got I need me a Keurig. Yes, sir. I like that I can just push the button and it fills that cup up. I ain't got to make a whole pot or nothing. I just make a cup and go. It's a little expensive, but we make it work.
Oh, don't do that to me. Here. There.
Oh, I see it. A little bit.
Okay. Okay. You know,
That's-
Now I remember that show.
she got the
That was
the
a
jaw
great
structure,
movie.
the
Yeah, it
jaws.
was.
Yeah, that's like a dude.
Mhm.
I know.
And
She's
you-
totally a dude.
You know what them jaws are good for now. I tell you what. And we'll put that
Only
to
if
work.
they unhinge, right?
Yeah, she be a yapper, yapping on this dick, and
Oh, Dale.
so. But y'all seen her? She got into a tiffy with Ian Carroll, and all the influencers lately have been getting in squabbles. You know, they've been
Oh, yeah.
Kendrick Lamar. They've been squabbling up all over this Israel and Palestine and Gaza and Iran. And everybody, you know, taking sides. I think it's interesting. Old Dale been saying for the longest time, Israel the protagonist, and now half the influencers on X talking about Israel's the devil. And I'm just saying, okay, that's a little far, but at least you're seeing it from how I was seeing it. God
A little
damn.
far.
I was crazy to see the Hodge twins or whatever. They're in a big fight with old Cat Turd, and
Mhm.
I only know this because
That's-
I followed the one
I'm
of them.
not
And I'm
sure about him either, though.
That's glorious.
Right.
Cat Turd can't decide who the fuck he is anymore.
Right.
Oh, man,
And he seems to be just starting fights for clicks now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all just drama for clicks.
I think some of them people sold their account, you know, and just got on with the day and made a couple $100,000. You know, I thought about buying an account because you can pick up a couple of them 50,000, 60,000 accounts, and they're like $2,000-$3,000. I'm like, that ain't too bad. Get started, just you know, because I've been curious how some of these people got their accounts with all those followers, and then I went to look at it and I started seeing, oh, a couple $1,000 get you a couple thousand followers. Hell yes. So if you see Dale on here with 60,000,
We'll
600,000,
know that
you know what I
that it,
did?
You
yeah.
know what happened?
Well, you know, I did a thing. I was actually going to write an expose that uh, shows where you can go and buy. There's websites.
Mm-hmm.
You can go
Oh
and
yeah.
buy followers. They're not
Oh, yeah.
expensive. Hold
No,
on.
but if you want to get the ones that they'll charge you a premium rate for the bot detection plus, they make sure that they no bot sweepy,
Right.
and if they do bot sweepy, they actually will not refund you the money because no, they're in the business of
Fuck you.
taking your money, but they will give you more followers for free, and that's
Right.
part of the gig. Now, have I done that on this personal account that I have right now? Maybe. Have I done that on other accounts? Absolutely. Have I seen other people do it? You know it. And that's part of the game, you know. And when it comes to manipulating the platform, you know, it's just like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You know, like everybody doing it. Good times on X, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Buy followers. Oh, it would only cost me. Uh,
And how much are the responses? Because I think you can buy comments too, right?
yeah, I found
Yeah.
that. We looked it up one
195.
time on
Yeah.
What the Cluck, and I found,
Get you a
Buy
couple
and it
retweets.
comments.
showed you how many. Which one was it?
A banger costs only $4.99 if you do it right, fam.
That's it.
I don't
All
want to
you need
put
is that
my
retweet. Get that
followers,
retweet
views,
service.
retweets, likes. Oh, here's
Mm-hmm.
comments. Let's see.
You do 100 comments and it's hilarious. If you do 100 comments and you type in as the comment,
I don't
"Good
want to put
morning,
my
Cashman
username in
hater,"
here to get the cost, though.
you'll be trending on the timeline if you do a little comment boost. And
That's how
I've
you
seen
see those weird trendings. Yeah.
no, it ain't. You know, don't you sit here and do these allegations on people and say that they're doing that. That is ridiculous, sir. How dare you? But like we know
Exactly
for a
what the fuck
fact,
you've been doing. Shut up, Dale.
give away
Okay,
all my
here it is. Here's the
You can curate like an entire conversation,
right
decide whether it's
now.
inflammatory or not.
that's my username. No way. Uh, let's see. 5,000 followers is $250.
That's not
10,000
bad.
likes is $369. 3,000 retweets is only $73.50. 20,000
20,000
views,
views.
so $826.90.
So for less than $1,000, you can be famous on Twitter.
And that's a good start right there. That's a damn good start. That's a banger tweet, and that's
And
guaranteed
that's
at
it. You
minimum.
select the tweet that they blow up. You can
Oh
Mhm.
select
man,
multiple tweets that you want to blow up.
Wait, why are all those tweets?
Because I didn't put my username in there. I just made one
Mhm.
up, and apparently it belongs to somebody.
Oh no way! Already been
Oops.
up in there doing it.
Oops.
You know, that's good though. That's good. I'm glad that you know now we know. It's a paywall. It's not that you're not cool. It's not that your content. Well, some of your content's not good, guys. I've seen it. Not on this part. I've seen
Yeah,
the content on X.
my
Oh, I would
celery
go to
meme
content.
wasn't great, was it? You didn't like my celery meme, did you?
Oh, hang on now. Celery me. Hang on. I didn't see this. Hang on. Hang on now.
I'll show it to you. Hold
We gotta
on.
pull this puppy up.
It kind of flopped. I thought it was funny, but yeah, it didn't.
People don't understand culture anymore. You know.
Here.
Right? Humor's not the same.
Yeah.
Oops. Get out of here. What? Get out of here. There you go.
Okay.
Now, my other one like totally blew up. I don't even know what it's at now. Let me show you. My Here it is.
Oh yeah, that one's
Well, I mean
awesome.
that that's a good it.
That one is at 50K.
Well,
Three
you know
Nice.
what they say.
556 likes, 45 retweets.
Grimace will turn that frown upside down. You know what I'm saying? Keep that puppet
No
going.
Diddy. No
Yeah,
Diddy.
but you know,
I wonder if Grimace has a humidor full of baby oil.
you
Oh,
Nah,
know,
you got
probably.
that Astroglide.
yeah. When it come down to it, we're talking about the people at McDonald's, the corporation. We know Grimace. He was working with Ronald, and Ronald. They have that whole
He has
child's
those big
foundation set up
feet.
for a reason. And
He has those big feet.
Does have big feet.
yeah, and you know what they say about big feet.
Yep,
So
yep, yep.
they be diddling a lot. Uh,
No Diddy.
so
No Diddy.
but at least they're putting kids through college and making them work. All at the same time. McDonald's doing good things for America, keeping us
For
fat.
sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
that pink goo that everybody eats, and I mean,
Paying
what is
people
it?
minimum wage.
Their French fries have like 46 ingredients. It's not
Well,
just potatoes. So bleh.
that's the new recipe. If we're talking about the old school recipe back in the
It
day
was
with the
just
beef
potatoes.
tallow and all that, it was good. They had a good frying recipe, and they did it right. And then PETA got involved, and they said can't kill cows and can't put the
Right.
cow juice inside the fries because that's not vegetarian. And it's like, bro, if you're eating at McDonald's, like, are you really vegan? Like, shut the fuck up. So instead they put all this processed food in there, and they started killing all of America. And then Super Size Me, that movie came out, and
I remember watching that. They made us watch
but
that
he
shit.
was the biggest pussy little bitch I ever seen. He couldn't even eat a double quarter pounder with a chocolate milkshake without throwing up. Like, okay, Steve-O, calm down. We don't need you
I
doing
mean,
all this for all this shit. I was housing those at 15, and just 2, 3 fucking quarter pounders a day. What are we talking about? It ain't bad for you. It ain't good for you, but like, you ain't got to cry about it and puke like he did. That was the most disgusting show I ever seen. I could not believe it when he
I
was
didn't watch
crying.
it. I didn't
It was
watch it.
He day 15 crying, talking about I can't take it anymore. I got the meat sweats. Like, duh, you're a vegetarian. You can't go from vegetarian to McDonald's every day, 3 times a day, dumbass.
right.
Like,
Of course, your body's gonna shut down.
but if you had old Dale do that, like, he'd be just fine. Be just fine. It's fine. Just don't make me eat the fish fillet. That's gross.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
gross.
When I was pregnant with
You
my
don't like the fish
oldest,
fillet, bro?
I love fish
So
fillets when
gross.
I could eat it. And
Oh,
when
I
I
eat it.
was pregnant
Extra
with
tartar,
my
please.
Yes, when I was pregnant with my oldest, I sent my husband. I was craving it. Had to have a fish fillet. I sent him to McDonald's at 11 o'clock at night. He goes through the drive-through, and they're like, "No, man, we don't have any." And he's like, "You don't understand. She's pregnant. If I don't go back with this sandwich, I can't go back." They made him one.
Go
Brought
back.
me a crispy hot. Yep, they made me one and brought me a crispy hot fillet of fish. It was the best sandwich ever.
I mean,
Nice.
I do want to say, when it comes to the fillet of fish, for me personally, I don't know if it's just my McDonald's or every McDonald's I've ever been to. They give me that fish fillet that had been sitting on that tray for
Mhm.
For
three,
16 hours.
4 hours, right? And then they're like, "Oh, this some bitch got cold, so let's dip it back in the fryer for 30 seconds and crisp it back up." And I was like, double crisp, double fucking disgusting. So like old sock, and they try to get that today. Like, go on, eat it, and I'm like, no. So
No.
that's my experience with the fillet of fish every time, and I just don't trust no more. And
Gosh, that used to be when I could eat that stuff. It
yeah,
was my go-to.
I
And
used
it
to
was
be a
like
big fan of the
McDonald's.
McGangbang. Yeah,
The
That's
McGann-
the McChicken and the McDouble.
You're gonna have to. Okay. Is this a? Is this a ball pit story that you haven't told us yet,
no,
or
the McGangbang probably the best sandwich on that menu. You can ask them for it, and some people will know what we're talking about, and they'll make it up. And Other people, they'll be like, "What the fuck did you just?" And you just,
Others ask for their manager.
my apologies. You know,
Bro, I swear to God, the next time I go to McDonald's, I'm asking for a
Yeah.
McGangbang. I
And,
swear.
and you know, just bring it up. You know, make chicken, double cheeseburger. Don't be all crazy. You know, do what you gotta do, and just slap that some bitch together. Throw a little barbecue sauce on it, and fucking make gangbang me,
I
dog.
forgot they add barbecue.
Yeah,
There's
you,
like no
That
barbecue,
sounds
add mac sauce.
disgusting. That's
everybody like their
disgusting.
everybody like their gangbang a little different. You know, some like little Diddy, some like little, you
No
know,
Diddy.
You have to say that when you order it. No Diddy at the end.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
you got to order it.
get that
No
gang
Diddy.
gang, no Diddy.
And you have to record this, Cash. We want video.
Oh, bet. I'm gonna
And put
post
it in a
that
Happy
shit.
Meal, cocksucker.
I want
Hey, can I get it in a
my
Happy
toy.
Meal box? I need my McGangbang in a
Make
Happy
it a-
Meal box. No
Make-
Diddy.
I want the grimace butt plug in my Happy Meal.
God damn.
They should have had that with that Grimace adult fucking Happy Meal they were doing with the Grimace shake. They should have pitched a butt plug, and sales would have skyrocketed. And
Either that or a joint. God damn.
seriously, I mean, that would have also raised the the sales. That's how out of touch everything is with everybody, man. I swear to God, if they just put sex, weed, cocaine at the forefront of their business and their marketing scheme, we wouldn't have to do all this bullshit.
Listen,
We would
I'm
just,
telling you what, any business that has those three things as their fucking main pros, I'm there.
I'm hooked.
I am in, literally.
Except for Hooters, they screwed themselves.
Yeah, like that was literally their business model. You're right.
Yeah, I don't. How did they fail? I don't understand.
They got politically correct, I think, because they started allowing fat girls in, and then they started allowing guys in, and we were good with fat girls. You know, like that was cool. You know, and
Yeah.
it was when the dudes started coming out with scooters instead of Hooters, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hooters.
This show's so retarded.
Oh my God.
You don't know about scooters instead of Hooters. Man, it was bad times.
Our Hooters, where I used to live in Birmingham, got shut down for prostitution.
Oh,
That
nice.
checks out.
Not even kidding. Like some friends of mine,
Running tricks in the back. All right.
rest their souls. They went in there. They used to go in there after golfing, and they went in there one day, and the lady said she brought their beer, and she leaned over and she said $5 a minute. And my buddy asked her if she could make change.
I got 30 seconds real quick.
You have a special room in the back or what?
I guess they just went out behind the Wendy's dumpster. I don't know.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, they totally got shut down. Both Hooters. There was one on either side of town, and they both got shut down for prostitution.
Oh,
So it
damn.
was a ring. Prostitution ring of Hooters.
That's pretty sweet,
Like,
though.
how could you like? Is anyone surprised? Like,
No.
it's
I'm
called
surprised
Hooters.
they got shut down. Like, that's rude. Like, everybody knew that was the spot. Everybody knew, like,
They got shut down because the chief of police, the chief of the fire department, and the mayor were the key fucking customers.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
And then everybody got crabs, and everybody was pointing fingers, and it was
Big
a
deal.
shit show. Man.
Is it just my camera, or is it that fucking edible jerky that I had a small bite of?
No, it's your camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was like, wait a minute.
Have you been eating mushroom chocolate? Because I think you're
No.
tripping, man.
Oh, that
No, but I haven't had an edible in forever, and I did eat a little piece of this jerky.
yeah, I gave him some,
And I can definitely feel it.
but
I thought you were gonna send me some.
well, I didn't know I was getting this. First off, so
No, I thought you said we were getting a special delivery. You told me that after that they were sending some for us. when they sent the giveaway?
Well, see what had happened. Originally, they were all supposed to send it all to Cashman, and then when we did the giveaway, they were like, "We'll just worry about sending it out to him." And I was like, "All right, cool. Whatever. I guess that's fine." And then I got this shit fucking yesterday, so I guess they did send it out. So,
Surprise mail. That's
um,
fantastic.
but we're definitely gonna probably hit them up. I don't know, fucking
Speaking of, are we
during
having
the
another
break.
giveaway?
That's what I was just gonna say. I want to hit them up during the break. I think if you guys are all good with it, I want to do another one with them. I really enjoy them as a company.
I want to do another
We got to
meme
get.
giveaway because that was fun.
I think
Meme
we
one
should.
was a lot of fun.
Yes.
We should definitely work with them and see like what they want to do for a meme contest, maybe perhaps.
They can
And
pick the topic. We'll let them pick the topic for the memes. But that was really fun, and we had a lot of good submissions
I
the
enjoy
last
those.
time.
And if we can get them to come on and maybe even judge some of the memes with us, that'd be
epic. I like that.
Let's try to hit them up over the break or whenever. Get on that, and then of course, Tony, we got to get you. I don't even know. I mean, probably we got to get you some jerky, but we got to get you like a little sample box or something to try from them and all that. Just to.
Hell yeah!
I gotta check out that website, see what else they got new because I've seen that they got some new candies. So make sure you guys are checking out Herder Edibles. We're gonna have the things coming up during the break. Big fan of them. Look out for. We're gonna try to get a giveaway going with them again next week or two. We'll work out the details. Meme contest sounds great, so we'll get that rolling. I like jerky. I don't know if we're gonna do jerky again.
I like jerky.
I like jerky. This jerky's so goddamn good, and I don't think I've seen anybody complain when we did the jerky one the last time. I saw a lot of people just like, "Oh hell yeah!" So maybe we'll mix it up. Do bacon instead? I don't know.
How about a sampler box?
Bacon.
The bacon, the barbecue sauce.
But bacon.
Bacon.
Sampler box. Bacon.
But also
I love
cancer.
bacon. Yeah. Also fuck cancer.
Nice shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like it.
You can get these on their website too, by the way.
Oh yeah, nice plug. Speaking of fuck cancer, in the second hour, we'll probably go back over some of that other garbage we were talking about in the first hour, and then we've tapped on the Titanic a few times on this show. Me and Tony, we've talked about it in just like some of the comments and blah blah blah. And the more I have just dug into this, not only am I a full-fledged believer now, this is like the start of. I don't want to say World War I, definitively, but like this certainly leads to World War II, and the Federal Reserve coming to power, all the money that's funneling through. We're not going to crack the code on all that tonight. Hopefully, we'll just be a small introduction. I kind of want to do a rando Brad news piece. Been a while since I've done any of that, even pretended to be cool. But once we bring it all together, I'd like to do a rando Brad news piece on how. World War II started, and J.P. Morgan was part of the people who gave the Rothschilds, all the power and fucking guns to do it. So, good times. I got to go pee, and
let's go to commercial. Huh? See everybody in just a minute.
Yeah, my eyeballs are fucking floating.
We'll be back.
Toasting to the highs with every sweet drink. Hot knives that alchemists watch the world blink. Beverages so fine they lift you above. With THC, honey's a potion of love. Raise up your cup, let the good times flow. Hot knives got the secret, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Roll it up, light it right, let's ignite this night. DOS filters got the goods, everything feels so right. From carbon to the paper, every puff pure bliss. With the roller in hand, I just can't resist. Ease your mind, elevate your vibe. DOS filter, the choice you make. For the pride.
Welcome back to hour 2. I'm pretty sure we're about to talk about the fucking Titanic, right, Dale? Brad?
You got it.
Prince, whoever the fuck you are this hour.
Well, we're actually not
Who are
talking.
you right now?
We're not talking about the Titanic technically, because in all reality, that's not even the ship that sank.
Yeah, it was the Olympic.
So I guess that's a spoiler, but that's a whole thing. I'm
Oh.
trying to find.
Lead into it. That was news to me when you told me earlier this week.
I mean, it is what it is, man. Because like at the beginning,
Yeah,
I was like, "What are you talking about, Olympic?" And I'm okay, whatever, Bigfoot, it's real, whatever. And then the more I'm in, wait a minute. I'm gonna try to pull up this video real quick. Let's see where I can find it.
the Titanic was underinsured. And so they swapped the Olympic for the Titanic to sink it intentionally for the insurance scam.
I think
The
Brad was saying,
Titanic, the Olympic, was owned by J.P. Morgan. The whole thing. The Olympic was damaged in a 1911 collision, and they disguised it as the Titanic and sunk it intentionally to collect the insurance money. That's one of the conspiracy theories.
Brad, weren't you telling me that the insurance money they got out of it would be today's value, worth like $300 million?
Yeah, 1 second. Hang on. I'm trying to bring up the fucking video.
No, for
It's horrible with this. I know.
7.5 million. So what would 7.5 million be in today's money?
That's, I think, where the 300 comes from.
A lot of money.
A lot of money.
Hang on. Here we go.
Oh, let me ask Grok.
Found the video. Now I just got to make sure I'm sending it to the right place because I found it on my phone. So, not great. All right. Coming in the DMs hot right now. Sending.
You need better Wi-Fi, goddammit.
I upgraded from McDonald's to Taco Bell Wi-Fi. That's what I renamed my Wi-Fi name.
That would be 240 million today.
240.
That's not bad.
That's
I don't
not
think you
bad.
could live off that.
You think? I could. I'll try.
Suffered 2 serious collisions.
Hold on.
In 1912, the world's most infamous shipwreck may not have involved the Titanic, but the Olympic. Both ships were nearly identical, but the Olympic had already suffered 2 serious collisions, including one with a British warship that bent her keel and left her listing to port. Some say the damage was beyond repair. That's where the theory begins. White Star Line swapped the Olympic with the brand new Titanic, then sank the damaged vessel for a $12 million insurance payout, worth over $300 million today. But it wasn't just about money. 3 major opponents of the Federal Reserve were aboard. John Jacob Astor, who backed Tesla, Benjamin Guggenheim, with threatened investments, and Isidor Straus, who opposed private banking control. All died. Meanwhile, J.P. Morgan, who owned White Star, canceled his trip last minute and was seen in Europe with the Rothschilds. Titanic launched with half the required lifeboats, no red distress flares, and a burning coal fire in the hull. When disaster struck, Morgan's associates aboard the Carpathia were conveniently nearby to rescue survivors. 1 year later, the Federal Reserve Act passed without a fight. Survivors were silenced. Newspapers fell quiet. Inquiries were whitewashed. And the wreck on the seafloor shows mismatched parts and Olympics serial numbers. Was this a disaster or a setup? Follow for more.
That was banger content also.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's
I'm
video.
a fucking conspiracy nut, so it was fucking. It ain't the right boat.
You know what I mean? Like
Fucked
just
up.
Yeah,
They,
the whole
It makes
point
sense.
was to pass the Federal Reserve,
Mhm.
and they needed, and the people that were against it was Astor, Guggenheim, and Strauss,
Guggenheim,
and Guggenheim. That's fun to say. I just want to keep saying it, Guggenheim.
the fucking super important guy. T's and
Fuck your
P's.
Guggenheim.
Weren't they three of the richest names at the time, though? Like family
Oh
names?
gosh, yeah, they were the upper, the especially the Astors. They were the upper crusties of New
Matthews,
York.
the Strauss.
Yeah, they were the big money, and they were against the Federal Reserve. But the Federal Reserve went through because the three people that objected it died in the Titanic.
And it's like,
Conveniently, there's a lot of convenient deaths when it
but
comes to
like,
our government and our.
Isn't there? A
it's really
regular
weird though, because like I try to think about a world without a Federal Reserve, and
It would be fantastic.
it could be, it could be, and then I think about the J.P. Morgans of the world. Like let's assume that they actually, I mean, obviously he was able to do whatever the hell he wanted, but let's say he was really able to do whatever the hell he wanted and was totally able to leverage the private sector and continuing, to have the government borrow money from him and shit, and just be the lobbyist for the entire government. Um, I don't know if I love that either. Just that was a weird time when he could just pull the strings of the president and be like, you know what? Why don't you just pass this law for me? You know what? Why don't we just shut down Tesla? You know what? Why don't you just
It's
look the other way on the Titanic?
not still happening.
You know, but would it be in better hands? That's what I don't know. It's that whole thing about, like, what would the world look like if Hitler won World War II? Everybody's like, oh, I don't want to be a fascist, but do you also want to be a commercialist? So I don't know. It's interesting. I like to go down that rabbit hole, think about stuff like that. Like, what if Adolf Hitler did win World War II?
Oh
Mm.
God,
You know,
no. Mm-mm. It's a
but
no
like,
for me.
That would
would
be a different world, that's for sure.
would North Korea be a threat?
So the Rothschilds came from Frankfurt, Germany, in Frankfurt's Jewish ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Wait, hold
interesting.
on.
And this leads up to the things I was talking about with old World War II quite a bit. World War One, I don't know. It's timeline's close enough, but I don't know if they came into such definitive power that they were able to, I don't know how you want to call it, immediately start leading a full scale revolution and change of thought process. Um, Not then, because we know for sure after World War II, the Rothschilds, they, you know, their bank got seized by the Nazis, and then that's when World War II started. And then after World War II, the Rothschilds, just so happened to be at the forefront of, all of the economy and all of the fucking world's
So
bank system. So,
Grok says a conservative estimate of the Rothschilds' wealth today is 1 billion, but that higher estimates put it closer to 4 billion, and conspiracy claims, which conspiracy theories always end up being true, are somewhere around $20 trillion.
well,
I
this
mean,
this
think
comes into
about all
something.
the they own.
I was talking with an investigator just the other day about the Catholic Church because I'm trying to go down this whole rabbit hole because the Catholic Church is tied in here somewhere also. I
Oh
have to look
God,
it up.
yeah.
Because when it comes to the Rothschilds' assets, it's interesting when I also look at the Catholic Church's assets. On paper, the amount of money that they have, it's a lot, but they're not, in the top five of economies in the world with the Vatican. They're up there, but if you look at the amount of land that they have, it becomes very questionable when how do you rate those assets? How do you actually put a value on an island? What's an island worth? It,
Right.
But
and
someone's willing to pay for it.
right. What
Exactly.
Epstein's willing to pay for it. So it could be a $5 billion island. It could be a $5 island. And that's kind of how the Vatican operates. And, you know, they have a shitload of land everywhere that they just seize from all sorts of different cultures when they were just spreading their fucking shit everywhere. And just, we'll take a little chunk of this, we'll take a little chunk of that. We'll just put a little capital right inside of your city capital and just tell you to go fuck off because we're Christians and it's fine. And, you know, secured islands and stuff all along Argentina. And, you know, they basically own half of Italy. So, like, how do you put a value on that? It's really interesting when we look at the valuations of trillionaires and stuff. What's that money mean? Paper money, cool. I can understand that, but I just
The property and
I don't want
influence.
AI images. I want images of the actual Rothschilds, their freaky party.
Mm.
The mystery ball. Here you go.
Is this where Diddy got his
No, I don't think Diddy was born. I think
No,
this
I
was
know, but
1972.
I know, but like
But oh yeah, he's probably part of it.
he
Oh,
got
sure.
indoctrinated into this shit.
So what are they doing? That looks like some freaky ass shit.
That looks like some cool furry shit. What's up with girl with
Furry.
the elk girl?
Yeah.
Is she a
Well,
reindeer?
I'm sure
I don't
there's some
think
kind of
so. Probably a stag.
like a
Mm.
mythological
Yeah.
reference of some
Good.
kind.
I don't understand
Why
Chicken
are
Girl.
those poor women what's wrong with Chicken Girl?
I'm very confused about Chicken Girl.
What's wrong with Chicken Girl?
I,
That would be me. I would totally be Chicken Girl. But why are the girls
Are you
blind?
sure though? Are you sure, given the context, that you would
And
be?
you know it all ties back to Bohemian Grove too, right?
yeah, just these super elite cults. They're
running the world.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's cool.
where all our gold is. You know, Elon
Oh,
talked
sure.
about going into Fort Knox, and that he got no, we're not doing that. There's no
Yeah.
gold in there.
Right.
That's not even funny, man. Why would we even do that? But that's interesting though when we talk about gold.
It's
Also,
all under the Vatican. That's why we don't have any gold.
boom.
That would make
That's
some.
I'm not kidding.
because the Vatican and
They
Ooh.
have it all. They have everything.
I think the conspiracy we need to crack definitively is the Vatican working with aliens? Like,
Do you know that to look at the collection of artifacts that the Vatican, that the Pope, whatever owns, that they have in their collection would take you, if you looked at each artifact for 1 minute, it would take you 20 years to look at everything.
That's
well,
wild.
1
you know,
minute, 20 years.
I'm sure all those artifacts came in their possession legally.
Yeah, right.
Of course.
So, you know,
I
I
mean,
wouldn't
legally,
worry about it.
if you're the rule maker, anything is legal, right?
Yeah,
Right? You just make your
absolutely.
own rules.
That's I like how history worked out for the whole Christian complex. It's interesting turn of events. I'm also very surprised, you know, like today when we're talking about the Israel Iran stuff. I've ever become interested in how people seem to forget that like Christians are also part of this war. You know, like we've been over there just pissing people off for fucking decades on decades, and just let's just not look at us. It's okay. I love it. Um, you know, fuck the Native Americans. We're gonna make all them Christian too, and we're gonna take all their relics, and fuck the people in South America. We're gonna take all their shit. Good stuff. But Hitler was a bad guy because he did it too. So that's how the story goes down. Yes, sir.
But so the Rothschilds were Jewish, right?
Correct.
Jewish lineage, Jewish name.
Oh, Laura Loomer's probably related to them.
Maybe.
That's how you have the money for all those followers, man.
How
Like
many does she have right now? Let's look.
that's how you get the money for all those instant
many.
retweets. Like
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she got banned, didn't she?
for a
Oh
little
no,
bit,
she got
No.
her account back, but there, I
they
don't.
did try
I
to shut
think,
her down for a bit.
yeah, she has 1.7 million followers. He has 1.7 million followers.
We got to be correct here.
Oh,
They.
is it they them?
I was telling Brad earlier a story of our very eccentric neighbor, older gentleman, war veteran, type of guy that comes into the gas station like packing a strap around his back with 2 pistols and 2 clips up
Nice.
front. He's got 2
I like
pistols in
him.
the back. He's a crazy guy though. But so he surprised the crap out of me because he came into the gas station the other day with and I'm going to use they them because I don't know if it was a she to he transformation or a he to she transformation, but it was awkward as fuck to see my neighbor like low key being flirted with by this person and just taking it, giving him jabs and joking and this neighbor, he paid for everything, filled up the gas. He was supposed to be taking him to a pizza party, taking
Oh
them.
no, not that.
Oh no.
Pizza party was very vague.
Oh, for
Pizza
fuck's
party
sake,
put
this
on
just gets
by
better and better.
pizza party put on by the local Catholic church.
Of course it was. Yeah.
But that was awkward. That was a
Wink,
very
wink.
awkward 10 minutes of work.
We're not talking.
He's an interesting person, and
Very
I I think the biggest thing that we should emphasize, it's not that investigators against trans people as much as I am per se. It's more so that he was surprised that the person who was definitively far right wing, totally against that, is now having a potential
whatever,
relationship
something.
with them.
With them. With they, them.
Jesus.
Yeah, it
I
blew my mind.
I really don't know. I know Tony had a piece that she reshared on loosely tied in with the transgenderism and just how they've slowly been doing it
Atrazine.
because that damn frog's going off.
The
Got me
gay
thinking about the
frogs.
fucking they're gonna
Yes.
turn my frogs gay, and I
You know who sent me? It was Alex Jones that actually sent me down that rabbit hole. And I really, it was, it, atrazine was banned in the United States up until 2020, right when all this bullshit started, when they started indoctrinating the kids and all the transgenderism exploded. Atrazine, they unbanned it to be used in the United States. And in testing, I think it's like 86% of water that was tested contained atrazine.
No kidding.
And if it's turning the frogs and the fish and everything gay, and it's a hormone disruptor in humans, why is no one doing a study on what it does to us? And why was it unbanned in 2020? That just seems suspect to me. That year, that's when you're going to do it. We've got a freaking pandemic trying to kill us, and you're going to start putting toxic chemicals that run off into our water.
so now Grok has seemed to be tailoring all these queries for me as a dumb fucking retard because that's what I've been asking it lately. Um,
Well, yeah, you've
so,
changed it that way now.
right. So this is helpful for me. Um, to be straight to the point, I just simply asked, atrazine in crop dusting because as we're talking about it, being an herbicide and things like that, I was just immediately curious, like, are they just putting that shit in fucking airplanes and dumping it? And all right, let's keep it straight, simple and clear. Tailor to your request for a straightforward explanation. Thank you, Grok. Appreciate that. Earlier, I asked it to not be so condescending about my request for, me being a retard. And now we're getting better. So thank you very much, Grok. It was very rude about it, like talking to me like I'm fucking some piece of shit. And I'm like, bro, like, chill out. I just said simplify it. Anyway, so atrazine is an herbicide used to zap broadleaf and grassy weeds in crops like corn, sorghum, and sugarcane. I probably said sorghum wrong, whatever. Super common in the US, especially on cornfields, but banned in places like Europe due to health and environmental concerns. Now, personally, I like this. Let's just do the wiki. Let me hang on. Share that tab instead. So, blah, 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 blah. biodegradation, toxicology, mammals. Here we go.
So,
Currently under review for pesticide re-registration by the EPA because of concerns that atrazine may cause cancer, but not enough information was available to definitively state whether it causes cancer in
okay,
humans.
Wiki's full of shit, and I have all of my. I brought all the PubMed, and I brought all the sauce from all of the medical reviews. How does atropine affect the human body? These are what they've done testing on, and they know for certain. Low testosterone. Hello? I want to be a girl. Increased risk of miscarriage. They want to depopulate us. Reduced fertility in males. Also, hello, I want to be a girl. Low birth weight, birth defects, insulin resistance, and obesity.
Ooh, take Ozempic.
So fat.
Yeah,
too?
right. Renal failure, and respiratory issues.
So fuck your kidneys. You're good.
So there was a study shared by the CDC detailing the toxicological profile of atrazine. And in that study, the word hormone was referenced 67 times. And it says atrazine has been shown to cause changes in blood hormone levels in animals that affected the ability to reproduce. So it's not a stretch to think that this whole epidemic of transgenderism started when they unbanned atrazine and started spreading it around everywhere.
Yeah. I am seeing even further on Grok for my report there, bringing up, an endocrine disruptor, altering hormones, linking it to cancer, birth defects, reproductive issues, all the stuff you're talking about there. But they're saying it's when they're doing the crop dusting, I guess because they also do a particle of the dust, obviously, and they have it in a liquid format. The dust, I guess, can linger in the air, and it will come down in the next rainstorm, and that's troublesome.
Because then it spreads to the
God
following
knows who.
county, right? Wherever the wind blows. Uh-oh, my camera's...
Yeah, you're blurry again.
No, I'm not. It must be your edible.
I'm just tripping.
I don't know why it's doing that.
Well, in good news,
Sorry.
though,
I'm just going to have to be blurry.
as of recently, the EPA, due to health concerns, has put in a ban that they cannot use more than 2.5 pounds per acre per year for corn. So,
For corn.
You mean the GMO Agent Orange corn?
yeah,
Right.
you can use other herbicides, but only 2.5 pounds per year because it causes cancer. So make sure you're doing it a little bit because we only want a little bit of cancer. We only want a little bit of retards.
Well,
we only want a little bit of gay frogs.
the clot shot's already causing turbo cancers, so they don't need to add more to the mix. They've already got enough.
They said, guys, this is happening way too fast. We got to tone it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of the things
right?
I read the other day, the people who have long COVID are more susceptible to long-term brain fog. And what I heard is you have long COVID, you now retard. And so I looked into this a little bit more, and the predominant people who developed long COVID are the people who got the COVID vaccines, multiple COVID vaccines in particular. If you got the boosters and all that, then you're really more at risk for having long COVID. So if you got every single one of the boosters, congratulations, you're a retard. Like that's what I've deduced from all this.
So
I don't feel like a retard, but I got the first one and the 2 boosters.
Another article that I wrote since
but do you
the
feel
last
like a
episode.
genius?
Do you feel like genius?
I feel as clear-headed and smart as I was when I got them.
Did you get the Johnson and Johnson?
I was also caretaking my dad at the time, and he had severe asthma before he passed away.
Sure.
So
But
Pretty
did you
much.
get the Johnson & Johnson one?
I don't remember.
Because I heard that one was killing people.
I still have the card in my wallet, but I don't have my wallet on me.
You know, you can clear that out. I can tell you how.
I've heard those. Yeah, I haven't felt any effects, so it's
Maybe
not a
you
concern
got
of
the
mine.
saline one. Maybe you were one of the ones that got lucky
Yeah,
and got
lucky.
the fake one because they didn't.
Maybe. I also never got COVID, and I know that they weren't supposed to prevent you from getting COVID, but I can almost guarantee that I
But
never
you're
got it.
RH negative too, right? Didn't you tell me you were
Yeah,
RH negative?
Yeah.
I am RH negative.
So come to find out, you weren't allergic to Fauci's bullshit anyway. But you know,
Maybe that was it.
the next one you could be susceptible. So be careful.
Oh yeah. Well, I
If
know
they do
better
that
now.
swine flu again, man, I'm gonna be so pissed off. They drop swine flu again. Like that had bacon prices fucking through the roof
Right?
for fucking
The-
2 years. Like
Forget egg prices. The bacon's gonna go through the roof.
I can't do that
Mhm.
again. Like, and I can't do
Start
another toilet paper
stockpiling
scare.
now.
Right.
I
I'm
buy it
gonna.
every time it goes on sale and put it in the freezer. I have butter and bacon stockpiled just in case.
There you go. Not even playing around.
No,
Just,
I'm not.
I speaking of all that fucking shit and conspiracies, have they been harping you guys like they've been harping us?
They've been definitely helping us.
You know what
About
I mean
what?
by harping? They've been spinning up the old harper-rooney.
Oh, harp.
Yeah.
You mean the weather?
I mean the weather, the
Mhm.
EMPs fucking with people, all sorts of shits.
That was the other day when we got that huge fucking rainstorm. It was nearly pouring and the sun was shining at the same time. Like, this isn't right.
The the the, uh, the Gulf of Mexico is like bathwater already, and it's only the 2nd of July. So, and there's been so many storms already down in the Caribbean and
Sure.
over by Baja. So I'm thinking this is going to be a really bad hurricane season.
Yeah, probably. If you know what a hurricane season is.
So I want to go segue back to the atrazine because I did another article since our last show on the wheat in the United States and the bastardization of it.
Oh, yeah.
Um, in the mid to late 20th century, they basically it's not GMO. They hybridized wheat and turned it into something that grew faster and shorter and would yield more per acre. But what that did was raise the gliadin and gluten in the wheat to something that's basically undigestible by us. Our body
Okay.
doesn't recognize it. And they didn't do that in Europe. Nobody. Uh-oh, where'd Cash go?
Oh, he said he's
Oh,
going
it's
to
gone
bed in
bad.
the chat.
Oh,
It's tired.
oh,
Working all those hours.
I'm
I watched
boring
Right,
him.
victims.
I watched a
But
TikTok the other day, yesterday and day before, about that subject where this guy, American citizen, born and raised, didn't get the chance to really travel until his 30s, and he's traveling Europe right now, like actively traveling around Europe and the Netherlands and so forth. And he's been um, gluten free because allergic to it or whatever since he was a kid. But now that he's over there eating their bread, no allergies, no reactions, nothing whatsoever. He's having
no,
absolutely no issues.
you can eat everything in Europe and not and it doesn't like it doesn't make you sick because
Hmm.
it's still the old wheat.
Right, the real thing.
But there's something else that they do to our wheat. There's this chemical called azodicarbonamide, ADA for short. It's also banned in Europe and Australia. They use it as a dough conditioner, but it's
Mm.
also used to make yoga mats and shoe soles.
What?
Oh, right. You
Can
remember the
we
And
subway
and
can we
when it
pull
subway
that
controversy?
that thing up?
when it's heated, it turns into urethane.
Right, right,
How
right.
do you spell that shit?
AZODICARBONAMIDE. The other thing that they do, which is I can't stand glyphosate, but it's called dissection. So when the wheat in the United States is about to be harvested, they just hose it down with glyphosate and it dries it out faster. And then they send it to be turned into flour, just full of glyphosate. So that's causing leaky gut and all
Isn't
the other problems.
And leaky
isn't
butt.
glyphosate literally Roundup?
Probably.
Hang on, I want to.
Glyphosate, that's literally Roundup, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Roundup, which also caused the super weeds. You know
Mhm.
about the super weeds, right?
The shit that's not controllable by Roundup anymore.
Well, Mother Nature is not gonna. She's not gonna be one up. So they were using the glyphosate so much that she just made a weed that glyphosate can't kill.
Right.
Breaks down into a urethane when baked, causes tumors in female mice. So maybe not female women. That's good. It's
Oh,
unclear.
sure.
Unclear.
Interesting.
We're not gonna do a
Yeah.
study on it because we don't want you to know how bad the shit you're eating is.
More hormone issues like we were talking about with the other shit. You know, no, leave crop dusting out of here. Come on, Grok. I didn't ask shit about that. That was the last fucking query.
Grok's hallucinating.
That's interesting though. The fluffier bread shit, and yeah, seeing that it's not in the UK.
It's interesting too that it says it's a yellow-orange color, but then most of the processed bread in the United States is a white color. And even if it's the
They bleach it. That's why it's
They
called
bleach it.
bleached flour.
And
So it's also got bleach in it.
right.
It's the
Yum.
taste is so much different. Because I could say, December maybe. I think it was when I was talking about the butter that I had in my pan from Country Crock, and it was just like
I'm like, no, you can't eat that shit.
right. And that was like when I really switched and I started using all butter, and I even started trying to make my own bread because I'm like, all right, we got to change it up around here. This is cancer causing fucking shit. And the bread initially, like we're just, I don't know. So we're just using sugar, we're using flour, we're using all the shits, right? And I'm using enriched flour. And what I didn't know about enriched flour is all this shit that it has inside of it, and the whole enrichment process, which apparently they strip out all the good things that could possibly be in wheat anyway, and they just add artificial things that your body can't even break down and call it vitamins and minerals.
So can I tell you the mineral part real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because this is so gross. So when it's the iron fortified bread, enriched
The one
with
for your
iron.
cereals and all that too.
Okay, you know where that iron comes from?
Literal iron.
You know when they make those big rolls of steel that you see on the semis? When the steel mill makes those, the very last step before it rolls up is it goes through this vat of acid, and all the burrs on the sides come off in the acid. And then it gets rolled up and shipped out. Well, whenever that vat gets full, they drain the acid. They send a little skid steer in there. He scoops up all those burrs.
I mean,
and they put it in those big white sacks that you see on the semis, and they take it and pulverize it. And that is where the iron enriched food comes from. Is
you gotta make money off the trimmings. What else are they gonna do with it? Are they gonna dump it?
This country does not give two shits about what they feed you. Literally.
It's all a money system.
But one of the things, though, just I have to say though, now that we've switched over to, I don't want to say totally healthy flour, because we could get the whole grain flour and all that shit. We don't, but we no more bleached. No more of the enriched stuff.
Good, at least.
Good.
The bread is tasting so much better. One of the things I want to show real quick though. I'll try to pull this shit up.
Weren't you telling me you made old school cookies with real ingredients, and they're like,
yeah, dude, I made these shits. They got sugar cane, they got light brown sugar cane, and I got organic egg, talking about from the lady who make them shits.
Nice.
You know, she got them chickens doing their things, and with all the fucking good ingredients, this cookie tastes like shit compared to
What?
a processed cookie.
Oh,
That
stop.
there's something about a
It's only
processed cookie
because
that tastes
Stop.
it's only
great.
because your taste buds in your brain are wired to the processed
But
shit.
The extra sugar.
after like I you know, I'm out at the garden, I'm doing, you know, my hard work in the sun, I'm hot as fuck. That simple sugar that's easily digestible, it's so fucking good. And it cannot be compared to the fake sugar sensation that we all crave,
High
that garbage
fructose
sugar.
corn syrup.
It's good. I'm
Mhm.
not gonna lie to you guys and say that like I don't like it, because I do. I love me some Auntie Anne's fucking disgusting ass shit. But it's bad, and it gives me a sugar high, and it's horrible. But
Right?
the sugar cane cookies, like after a hard day's work, I can actually feel good that like I'm getting quick, soluble sugar that I can actually digest and actually, you know, not feel like fucking shit about because I had a cookie. And I feel relatively good, you know, like ate a cookie. I'm not getting my sugar high. I'm not fucking crashing later on because I just had a
Mhm.
fucking, you know, diabetic coma or whatever. But it's just, I do want to share something. I didn't take a picture of the mold that I found in my flour bag, but
Well,
because, you know, we get the bread flour. This is one of the bags that we were getting, me and my wife. And here I'm seeing these people as soon as they open the bag up, right on the sides of their flour bag, it's got mold in it as soon as you buy it because they've been sitting for so long just on the shelves. With
sure.
you got to check this stuff, and because if they're gonna give you, oh goddamn, we got an ad blocker here. If they're gonna sell you this stuff right at Sam's Club, mold inside of your flour, what do you
Mm.
think they're making your bread out of at the big stores? You know, they don't
Mhm.
care. You're just getting fucking moldy bread with full of preservatives and stuff, and it's never gonna spread. You're never gonna see it, and you're gonna be fine because they bleach the shit out of it.
So, Brad, why don't you, since you have your garden plot, why don't you grow your own wheat?
Wisconsin would much prefer that I continue to stay hooked on pharmaceutical medication and become an alcoholic than allow me to peacefully just smoke you know, a little bit of weed and resolve my PTSD issues instead. They'd much rather I get DUIs, be a fucking reckless citizen, and be a total nuisance to society so long as they keep getting their big fat checks padded by lobbyists. So,
Now, if we wanted to grow Monsanto corn, they'd be all about it.
mhm.
No problem.
Please
They'd-
bring in the pesticides, spray everything down, fuck up the economy and the agriculture.
Mhm.
Only support the elites. Don't help yourself at all, and we'll allow everything to happen, just like P Diddy. You know, that's literally the whole thing.
Oh, I'm not blurry anymore. Hi.
Nice,
So,
but no, the honestly, the mold in the flour bag has been one of the biggest real life concerns that's happened to me. Normally, all these viral influencer trends or whatever that comes around, I'm like, oh, that's not gonna happen to me. As soon as I checked my flour bag, I said, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
well,
You had the
especially the
mold?
community.
You had
Yeah.
the mold?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my
We
God.
every bag we threw away 3 bags of flour because like the flour wasn't covered in mold, but the inside layer of the bag had mold on it. Like every single one of them had either just a
Mm-mm.
large spot, multiple spots. It was just like, what the fuck, dude? The store was kind enough to allow us to swap out, but if you
That's
can only
good.
imagine uh, what we swapped it out with and what we got home with, and we're more fucking mold. Just Jesus Christ. So never again. You know, if you can't see inside the bag at a organic food mart when you're getting your flour or your produce, you probably getting fucked. So check your flour. It probably got mold in it.
Mm-mm.
Because your flour mold can produce mycotoxins, which can cause vomiting, diarrhea, and other serious illness.
You're
Some
fine.
molds can produce other toxins. Some cases, more serious health problems like cancer and liver disease.
I'm sure that everybody's fine.
That's good.
You know,
Just
just
bleach it
like
more.
right.
So I know we're getting close to the end, but I have got to show y'all this squirrel video
Uh-oh. I
because
go nuts for squirrel videos.
I like squirrel videos.
he's fast as fuck, boy. This is hold on. This is fucking hilarious. All right.
Somewhere with acorns. Ow!
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, little bastard! Hey, fucker, get off me!
Yeet.
He's attacking.
Just wait. Just wait.
Oh, you ain't done?
Uh-uh.
What the fuck are the dogs doing? Oh, getting the ass kicked. Oh, shit.
Shoot the daggum thing! No, stay.
Look, he goes up the
He's
tree.
somewhere with acorns.
Did you see him go?
Ow! Fucker, attack me! Yes, little bastard! Hey, fucker, get off me!
Fast as fuck, boy.
He's attacking.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
The fact that he was like fucking that dog up though. Like,
Jesus, man.
Now watch. Watch the tree.
Shoot the daggum thing! No, stay.
Ha! Ha ha! You will not catch me.
and that squirrel just chittering at them for the next 3 hours. Just
See, and I worry about that. If we ever actually get this damn squirrel to stop trying to eat the entire bird feeder out here on the property, is it
Oh,
gonna
it
go
made me
after me?
cry. I would laugh so hard.
no.
He's funny.
We've talked about it because the squirrels they fuck with our bird feeders over there.
Well, I
in the coming
wouldn't
months,
mess with them because apparently they're freaking
Okay.
ninjas.
I am gonna set up a squirrel bird feeder, like just not a bird feeder, squirrel feeder itself. But I'm gonna do an obstacle course. They have to achieve great lengths to get this food, and if they get it, there's gonna be a mighty big squirrel prize that they're gonna go absolutely nuts for.
I see what you
now-
did there.
Bingo. So I'm hoping though we can actually film this stuff. We got a couple GoPros at the garden and whatnot, a couple different cameras. But if we can film this hilarious stuff, gonna
Oh
try to
my
do some
gosh, that's gonna
voiceovers
be
and stuff.
awesome.
Right. Exactly. I
I'm
want them.
fast as fuck, boy.
I want to set up one where they go over our pond, where they
Mhm.
go tree from tree, and if they fall, T's and P's, fam. But if they make it, they deserve
Oh
it.
my gosh, you need to do a video and put like the Rocky music to it.
Oh,
Do
that'd
a
be
whole
good.
montage.
Dun,
Just
dun, 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 dun,
We were
dun,
thinking,
dun, 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 dun.
Oh, what was the name of that show again? We were thinking about doing it like the old Gladiator.
yeah. I mean,
Gladiator or the obstacle course, the ninja.
the Wipeout show, or
Wipeout.
I used to be a big fan of the Most Extreme Elimination Challenge on
Eye of the
Spike
Tiger.
TV.
That'd be another good one.
Mhm.
Eye of the Tiger would be good.
I mean, there's definitely going to be. I'm trying to set up a whole little course for him because I want like I want a rope bridge where it's set on like little hooks, but the hooks swivel and spin, so any little tilt and they just fucking shoo 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 shoo. And it's not because I don't like squirrels, it's because I don't like the squirrels that are on my property. They're big assholes. They think they own the place. They have zero respect for me, and I have zero respect for them now. And that's where we're at. Can't just
They yell at my dog for 30 minutes straight.
well, he's over there trying to live his life, and how dare him? But I honestly, I'm gonna be researching this. I can't pronounce this fucking word. Azodecarbonamide, whatever the fuck that is. That shit that they're putting in bread though, because like,
Ugh, yoga mats.
are they putting that in like DiGiorno pizzas too?
Yeah.
Anything that's made out
Yeah.
of anything that has a dough conditioner in it.
high processed flours, anything like that that's got dough conditioner in it. Yeah.
Yep.
Hang on.
That was the whole Subway controversy. Is people, for a time, actually thought
The
that
yoga mat thing. Yeah.
yeah, yoga mat and Subway bread and blah blah blah. So they just started using a different dough conditioner.
It's probably just as bad.
Probably.
Oh,
I'm sure it is.
hang on. I
Some
asked
kind of
Brock
blasphemy.
because I had to figure this out. So I asked Grok, I'm just piggybacking off the same query, the Astro Dynamas, whatever. So what got this in it? And baked, breads and baked goods, dinner rolls, pizza crust, tortillas, pastries, sandwich buns. So like literally fucking everything. Fast
Yeah.
food buns, McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, Burger King, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, Jack in the Box, Wonder Bread, Pillsbury, Little Debbie, everything.
Ballpark.
Bread, croutons, pre-made sandwiches, snack stuffing mix, Betty Crocker pastas, Hungry Man frozen meals. Literally fucking 90% of what's in our grocery stores for the most part is what I made
Right?
here.
All the trash. Why is our food so gross in this country?
Like that
So that
is
we're constantly sick.
Because it's always profits over people here. That's what it boils down to, is profits over people.
linked to health concerns like asthma and factory workers also. That's like
Asthma. Interesting.
I was not expecting that, but also I'm not surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be down that rabbit hole for a couple days. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna get you eating healthy if it kills me.
The other fun one that's in a lot, the majority of our processed food is polyethylene glycol, which they use to lubricate food processing equipment, but it's chemically the same as the coolant in your car.
Yeah, but like we can't process that, but
That just because we pass it doesn't mean it doesn't do anything.
We're in the United States. We're just like this giant freaking
it just goes right
rat
through you.
experiment. They just
It is
real time experiments. We're just rats in a maze.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, but it's fine.
But
now
it's
AI's in control. So the House passed that bill. We're all fucked, and
at least they took away the judges can't hold lawmakers in contempt of court using pre-appropriated funds part of the bill. I'm glad that got taken away. That was a pretty nasty thing.
That was interesting. I'm still not sure what that means for the everyday citizen, but can you break that down for retards?
Break it down for retards?
Yeah.
So essentially, if a lawmaker was to do something that was illegal, pass a bad law or any kind of illegal activity, and they had a court summons,
sure,
they didn't show up to their court, they can be held in contempt of court. But that part of the bill that was initially in the initial segment of the bill said that essentially the judge couldn't use pre-appropriated funds, so funds that had already been set aside for that particular district to do their work. They couldn't use those funds to pursue a lawmaker or somebody in power in that sense. So they couldn't say, for example, get U.S. deputies to go and like detain this person to force them to show up to court. It would have given the ability.
It's basically like you can't sue the pharmaceutical companies for their bad vaccines. It's like the same.
It could be a similar thing to that.
On the same level.
If they're in the same pocket as the lawmaker in question, then absolutely.
I can see the good and bad to this. I can see glaringly
good for
through
them,
the bad.
bad for us.
Good for them, bad for us. Depending. I mean,
I like the fact that they can't, use the already appropriated funds, I guess. So like,
well, that's how you would
out of pocket.
That's how you would get a U.S. attorney or deputy to go and actually pursue it. Otherwise, there's no legal recourse for these lawmakers, they could do essentially whatever they want, and they wouldn't have to show up for court if they were summoned by a judge.
So let's say as a person in the district, and I want the lawmakers to pass laws, but they're just going to go against it because fuck me and fuck the society that they live in. They're just trying to make money.
Mhm.
Are you telling me that my only recourse of action is to probably have to kill them? I know that sounds extreme, but like, what else do I have?
I mean, guillotines do make very good vegetable cutters.
Okay. Okay. Read you loud and clear. See, and I'm only tying this back, semi-ironically, satirically, to the point I was making 2 weeks ago. If they make over $1 million a year, I'm just at the point where, like, see you. You're not part of my new society.
I
Nobody's
know.
justifying that.
I still feel like $1 million is a little bit too low of a number. Give people a chance to have 2 yachts.
Yeah, but like, if you're only making 999,000 a year and everybody's capped out at that, you're not going to be, yachts aren't going to be what inflated
500.
to the degree that they are now. They're going to start to come back down a little bit.
I suppose that's fair.
The labor is going to be, reworked. We're going to be able to start charging 25 cents an hour for American workers again, but like 25 cents will go farther. So it's the same society, just number value changed, right? We just changed the decimal. Nothing really matters. It's all irrelevant. And you know, perception is a lovely thing.
They'd still figure out a way to separate the elite class from the minority classes.
Yeah. We were talking about that off camera just earlier today, how the class system has slowly entrenched itself in American society. Um, I've always been somebody who loves to just look at somebody and just think, wow, you're a piece of shit, and just look down on them and just, elevate myself. I love getting on my high horse, and, I'll be 3 stories up sometimes before I come down, and I'll fucking hurt myself. You know what I mean? Like, I'll stumble. I get so high on my horse, and it hurts. But, I'm a big fan of this, but it's become to a point now where I feel like society, correct me if I'm wrong here, we're all in a race to be better than everybody else and rub it in their face. And
Sure.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what has totally changed in society, because that has always been a part of it. But like, back in my day, you used to have like some skill or talent behind that ambition to tell people like, yeah, I'm better than you. And like, I've been working for 30 years at this to actually develop a fundamental skill to show you that I'm better than you, and not just make interesting opinionated tweets and tell people that you're better than them. But culture is becoming interesting now, and I'm enjoying it. So
It's interesting, that's for sure. We live in a very interesting timeline. Yeah, I agree with you there.
Somebody stop this thing. I want to get off.
I tell you, they need to fire up the super collider, the Large Hadron Collider again, and see if they can't get us back to the original reality.
that would
Right?
be nice.
This one is fooked.
I want the fruit of the loom at the cornucopia again. Damn
Yes. s-
Oh, hold on. I gotta find this.
We're over here fucking cross hopping in different dimensions and shit, bro. Like, fucking chill out. Like,
it! It's wild, man.
we're gonna get to
Okay,
that draft dimension soon.
this was posted on Reddit.
Was this the guy that
Okay.
found his old socks?
No, this was 2 or 3 days before the Operation Hammer. This our time travel wrote this thing on Reddit. It says, "I'm from the future. Trump orders an invasion of Iran on 21 June. Chinese diplomats get killed. All hell is about to break loose. Trump is about to order a U.S. military invasion of Iran. Chinese diplomats get killed in drone strikes a few days later. Things escalate. U.S. and Israel announce war on Iran. Some U.S. subs get downed, and then Russian ones. China sanctions U.S. by ceasing all exit ports in Taiwan. U.S. sees this as an invasion of Taiwan. A nuclear weapon is launched towards a major city and intercepted on 3 July. That's tomorrow. I can't give details. Other nuclear weapons are fired. Minimal casualties, but mass panic. Prepare yourselves. There can be variation in events in your timeline. Buy iodine, radiation pills, sell your stock because it's about to drop. Good luck. I can't say any more. World is about to change and will be remembered for thousands of years.
Reddit
I
is
mean,
the best place.
I
Oh,
know, right?
Reddit. It's not entirely implausible, though.
No.
But he called the whole strike on Iran
Sure.
3 days before it happened.
I mean,
Sure. I'm not surprised. I
So,
mean, but Iran knew that strike was happening before it happened.
that's true.
So
I will pick apart that this thing for years because I'm still
the first comment on the one in X says, "Bro didn't come from the future. He came from the Situation Room. Took a smoke break and
yeah.
rage posted." But I went to the actual one on Reddit, and the first comment under that post is, "Does GTA 6 still come out?"
yeah, like that's what the questions we gotta ask, man.
That's the real question,
Like
Like, you got to have your priorities straight.
right?
Jesus, man.
So that's where we are. This timeline sucks.
Fucking
It's
man.
definitely different. Yeah.
All right, I have to work super
I was
early
say I
in
forgot what I
the
was gonna
morning.
say, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we gotta let you
no,
go.
I was gonna say something, but I don't know. It ends with this herder edibles though.
I'll pop
Oh,
that
we
in
need to
some more
give a
time,
shout
and
out to all our sponsors. Speaking of sponsors, do we want? Can we have any sponsors other than weed related?
Probably.
Okay,
sure,
I don't.
so why not?
I
I
don't
want to
know.
get one. I want to approach one, and I wanted to make
Gonna-
sure that it was all right.
I don't see why not. I mean, High Nine has been pretty cool with things, and they've just been pretty specific. Like, just don't step on their toes with the drinks. But like,
Mhm.
I don't know. Otherwise, I don't think there's any.
No, it's
They're great
not.
things.
It's nothing weed related. It's got mushrooms in it, but not the magic kind.
Oh, sure.
Should
I
be
mean,
good.
that doesn't hurt. So shout out to High Nine.
High Nine,
We got DOS Filter.
gas filters.
We got Grower
Last Station
Coalition.
people, Grower Coalition. That's some good weed. I need to hit them up soon. Need to get top
Last
off my weed.
Station. Of course, Herder over here with
Herder
the
edibles, which I should be getting a
We're gonna hit them up.
surprise pack, right?
Yeah, gotta hit them up.
Eventually.
And oh, you know what? All of our sponsors need to follow me back. I'm kind of getting irritated that they have not followed me back yet.
That is.
I give them shout outs every week and they have not followed me
Yeah.
back.
We'll have to get on them
Yeah,
then.
you have to send that in the DM. Which ones are? Shit. Gonna fix that up real quick. But let's get up out of here. Fucking
Yes, I have to
gotta work out.
go. I have to go to work super early in the morning.
I had 2 pieces of that beef jerky, and I am fucking ready for bed. So
Well, thanks everybody for stopping by.
Thank you. Thank
We'll
you,
see you all next
everyone.
time.
Have a good night.
see y'all
Bye.
next week.
Yeah, we came up from the bottom, now we top tier. Brendo and Cashman, everyone give a cheer. Higher values in the game, we're the pioneers. Speaking loud, raise it high, forget all the fear. Yeah, this is the moment we let the world know values that matter. Let the truth flow. Randall and Cash, man, we rise and we thrive. With higher values, we keep the vibe alive. Tune into the truth, let the wisdom arrive. In the heart of the South, watch our dreams collide. Every episode hitting like we just dropped heat. From the streets to the booth, hear the rhythm and beat. Discussions ignite, in the zone we compete. Connecting with the fan, feel that community heat. We keep it real, never play pretend. This journey of ours will never end. Randall and Cash, man, we rise and we thrive. With higher values, we keep the vibe alive. Tune into the truth, let the wisdom arrive. In the heart of the South, watch our dreams collide. Every episode hitting like we just dropped heat. From the streets to the booth, hear the rhythm and beat. Discussions ignite, in the zone we compete. Connecting with the fan, feel that community heat. We keep it real, never play pretend. This journey of ours will never end. From the mic to the world, we uplift and inspire. Thanks for riding with us, let's take it higher.
Okay, so strap in, strap on. We're getting ready to go past the moon, straight to Uranus.